What is up, fellow dropouts? Welcome back to the show. We are back with episode 5 here with Andy. How you doing, Andy?
I'm great. How are you, man?
Doing good. I'm so glad to be back.
Yeah, me too.
I am so excited for this episode because this episode we are talking about none other than Jordan Peele and his next new movie, Nope. It just came out. We just saw it, and I am so excited to talk about this. I have been a huge fan of Jordan Peele since Get Out. I've seen Us, and now this one. So I'm really excited to talk about this. Andy, what is your opinion on Jordan Peele? Have you liked all his movies? Have you seen them all?
Yeah, I have seen them all. I love him, man. I think what he's bringing to the horror genre is very fresh. I feel like it's revolutionary. I think he's an incredible storyteller. I love the things that he comes up with, and I've loved every one of his movies. So I liked Us more than Get Out.
Really?
So at the end of this, after we start talking about this movie, we can kind of maybe start ranking his 3. But going into Nope, Us was my favorite of the 2 that I had seen.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, that's interesting because I actually have the opposite opinion.
Right.
I loved Get Out way more than Us. Mm-hmm. We can dive into that later. We can talk about like my problems with Us and how much I loved Get Out. But we should probably just dive into Nope first. But before we do that, Andy, you wanted to shout out some of our new followers, right?
Let's shout out our new followers. The latest additions to the Film School Dropouts. The dropouts are growing. On Instagram, we have about 40 followers nowadays, which is great. Feels good. And it's growing every week. So I'm going to shout out, I'm going to just start shouting out all the new ones that we've had since the last episode, just so that we don't feel like we're missing out on anyone. So starting from newest and then going backwards. A new friend of mine, actually, that I just met at my new job. His name is Christian Tyler. He started following us. Shout out, Christian.
Thank you, Christian.
Thank you, Christian. Woo! Another follower of ours is Kirsten Tracy. She's someone that I used to know I guess I still know her, but I know her from Phoenix before I moved. Good friend of mine.
Let's go, Kristen.
Kirsten.
Whoops. Let's go, Kirsten.
Let's go, Kirsten. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Thanks for following us. I think, Cole, you know this gentleman. His name is David Frias.
Oh my gosh, yeah, David. Yeah.
So
thanks for joining, David.
Where do you know David from?
Oh, we've been friends since 5th grade. We played football together.
Nice. I didn't know you played football.
Yeah, dude. I played all the way to high school.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
That's sweet. So big up David from high school. Another friend of mine, John Eastloss, started following us. Thanks for that, John.
Let's go, John.
Let's go, man. This is someone that neither of us know. His name is Garrett Jean.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Big shout out to
new blood.
To Garrett. Yeah, appreciate you. His Instagram bio says hunt, fish, crack cold ones, and clean teeth. So
there we go.
Are you a dentist, Garrett? That's pretty sweet. And then a couple more here. Andrew Drennan is one of my closest friends that followed us. Love you, Andrew. He's been listening to each episode and like actually giving me feedback about it. And so really appreciate you, man. Josiah is someone that I used to work with in Phoenix. He started following us. Big up Josiah. His last name is Imes. So I've been doing like first and last name for everyone except him. Wow, we have so many. I'm still going. Okay.
That's awesome, dude.
Megan Stojkovic started following us. Diego Vasquez started following us. Shout out, you guys.
Are these all new people? Or
these are all new people.
Dude, nice. Thank you guys so much for following.
Gabe Story. I think you know Gabe Story.
I might know Gabe, yes. Gabe from high school.
Studying communication psychology at MCC.
Oh, yep. What's up, Gabe? Thanks for joining.
What's up, Gabe? And then I think this is... Oh, no, there's a couple more. Daniel Minerby. I don't think either of us know him. So
no, but...
thanks for following us and joining us, Daniel.
Daniel.
Okay, and then 2 more. William Ives, someone that I know from Phoenix. What's up, William?
William.
And then Sydney is Josiah, who I just shouted out. That's his wife. She started following us. She owns a photography business, so she followed us from her photography account. So,
that's awesome.
Shout out, Sydney.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and then that's it. That's the newest one.
Awesome.
So that's a lot of you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Big round of applause. Yeah, be sure to follow us on Instagram at the FSD podcast. We post clips and exclusive content for our followers on there, so be sure to check it out. Well, without further ado, let's get into Nope by Jordan Peele.
Heck yeah. All right. So Nope. Dude, let me just start out by saying
I have a suspicion that you loved this movie. I think that this movie is right up your alley. I think
Why do you have that suspicion?
Because I think everything that you like about movies, this movie has.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I loved this movie.
Yeah. I figured.
Oh my gosh.
So talk to me about it.
Okay, so the number one thing that I took away from this that I was just blown away by was the fact that this movie had me gripped to my seat all because I wanted the main characters to take a picture of the alien.
Yeah.
That was literally the whole go. Like, I was not expecting that. I thought this was going to be like another alien movie, like, oh, we got to run from the aliens or whatever. No, the whole thing was just them trying to take a picture of the alien.
Did you know it was about aliens going into it?
I did, yes.
Okay.
What happened?
They kept it super like low key. Like they didn't really release a lot of information about this film.
Well, yes and no. So, I believe
and nope.
when. Okay. Well, I believe when I first told you about this movie, I sent you the first trailer. Mm-hmm. The first trailer is just perfect. Doesn't give you too much information.
Right.
It really is just a masterpiece of a trailer. But the second trailer that came out kind of ruined it for me because the second trailer kind of made it obvious that this was going to be an alien movie.
Right.
I don't know if you saw the second trailer, but
no, I don't think
I was really mad because they showed way too much. They showed the shot where he's on the horse and the aliens behind him.
Oh, really? Okay.
They showed the shot where they're like, "Oh, we got to get footage of a live alien, like Oprah style." And I'm like, "Oh, so it's an alien movie."
Right.
So going into it, besides that first trailer, I kind of lost like some hope with it because that second trailer really made me think it was just going to be an alien movie.
Yeah.
And but was I surprised? Like I said, I couldn't believe that I was rooting for people to get a picture of the alien. Like that just doesn't seem like stakes, but it was.
Right.
And that's what's so crazy about it. So I was, really happy with that. It was something new, something fresh. The way they handled it too was just so unique. I love the idea of like this family that, owns horses that they use for movies. They're the ones trying to get the picture. And they're also kind of down on their luck too. So it's really interesting. It's not just some random farmer. These people actually, have some kind of history, which I thought was really interesting. And then also just the entire atmosphere of the whole movie, like where they're at, it's not like the movie takes place anywhere else.
That's actually true. I didn't even think about that.
The whole movie kind of takes place in just this little town in California.
Yeah.
And
not even, it's like a shared property between the main characters and then the other character who owns like the little, I don't know, what would you call what he owns? Like a little circus thing? It's like a festival thing.
It's like I would say a carnival.
Carnival,
like that.
Yeah, that's probably the better, for sure. Like an old Western kind of carnival.
And we'll talk about that guy soon because that side plot, oh my God.
Yeah.
I love that side plot.
Yeah.
But basically, I was just blown away by it. I was not expecting what we got. And especially coming after Us, like I didn't really care for Us that much. So I was kind of like, oh, well, is this going to be kind of like Us? But no, I was surprised.
Right.
What were your opinions on it? Because I still haven't heard your opinions.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, like we said in the last episode, we don't say anything to each other about the movies until we're on air.
Yeah. I was literally we were getting ready for the podcast, and I was like, "What did you think about it?" And he was like, "Let's save it."
Yeah, I couldn't. I'm like, I want to get live reactions from us.
Yeah.
So,
I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. So my experience might have been a little different because when we started the podcast, Cole and I kind of put together a watch list of movies we wanted to talk about on each episode, and I hadn't heard of this movie. Mostly because like when it started getting promoted and stuff like that, I was like in the midst of moving, and so I was just like a little out of touch with what was going on. But he was like, "Don't watch the second trailer. Watch the first one." And so I watched it. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't really know what it's about.
But it grabbed your interest, didn't it?
Yeah. But going into this movie, I went with my mom, and I told her, I was like, I have no idea what to expect from this movie. Like, I don't know what it's about. And so I actually really enjoyed that. That's probably the first time in a long time that I've gone into a movie with that little information. And I think it was great because nice. I was sitting there the whole time with the subplot of Gordy Gordy's house, right? Or Gordy's room. What was it called?
Gordy, it's the film set.
Yeah.
Gordy's.
Yep. So there's a whole subplot that's going on with one of the characters in a traumatic past that he had. And I was like sitting there, I was like, how does this tie into what's happening currently? Mm-hmm. I was sitting there, I was like, so Gordy's a monkey. And I was sitting there, I was telling my mom, I was like, Gordy got sent into space and he's the alien.
Oh,
he's going back. I was like, I bet you that's what it is. It was not even close.
No.
But so I was really I enjoyed it so much because the movie's a thriller, I think, more than a horror movie. By nature,
it just has horror aspects.
It has some, but I think its DNA is more along the lines of a thriller. And it was great experiencing a thriller, not having seen the plot play out in a trailer, because I was like genuinely along for the ride instead of like knowing parts of what happens. So yeah, it was great. I loved it.
Yeah, I was really happy with it. And since you brought up the side plot, that was something that I was just really blown away by too, because that was actually the first shot of the movie.
Yeah, I know. And I thought it was going to play a significant role in the movie. That's why I was like, Gordy has to be the alien.
Well, so at first it really confused me because, after seeing the second trailer, I already knew it was about aliens. Yeah. And so the movie opens and you just see this monkey. Beating up monkey. You see him beating up some kids, and you don't see the kids. You don't see the kids, but you do see him beating up the mom or something. And, it just right away, it's like brutal. You're like, what the, like, right away, it sets the tone. Like, this is going to be some deep stuff. And what was interesting was that was not the main focus. It was just the side plot. So, and I'm going to talk about later why I think they did it, because I think I know why. Yeah. Kind of the main themes of the movie and what that whole plot was about. But
let's talk about it. Let's jump into the thematics of the movie, because this movie takes on a lot. There's a lot thematically going on here, and it has one thing that I will say, because here's the thing with Jordan Peele's movies. There isn't like a right answer for this kind of stuff, because he himself doesn't really come out and say like, this is what I intended to say with the film. He's very much like an artist in the sense where he makes something and then kind of gives it up to the audience to interpret it however they want. And so that's something that a lot of people really appreciate about his work, is that it's very interpretive, and you can kind of just take away what you want from it. And so what we're talking about thematically is our speculation and kind of like some things that I think most people would kind of take away from it. But let us know if you have any other different thoughts and stuff, because there's like a whole bunch of like subreddits out there with his movies about like, this is what it's about. And
yeah.
So what did you take away?
Okay, so I can't remember if it was the text that was actually the very first thing, or if it was the monkey, but
I think it was the monkey.
Okay, so they show the monkey, and right off the bat, you get this atmosphere.
I actually, super sidebar really quick. I actually thought that was like an opening, like credit for Monkey Paw Productions. I actually thought that had nothing to do with the movie. I thought that was like an intro for Monkey Paw.
No, that was like a verse out of the Bible.
Not that. The scene with the monkey, with Gordy.
Oh,
I was like,
Okay.
oh wow, that's like a really expensive little intro for the production title that they did.
No.
And then it came back later, and I was like, oh, that's actually part of the film. Okay, but anyways, I thought that was just like an opening animation for Monkey Paw.
That would have been a really weird animation.
I was like, that's intense. So.
But speaking of which, let's just talk about the CGI of the monkey before we get into like the stuff.
Yeah.
I did not like the CGI of the monkey. I thought it was like really old. It wasn't like outdated looking.
I just want to
say that real quick.
Yeah, because I mean, something like Planet of the Apes has like completely changed that now. Like the reboot of Planet of the Apes has been immense for CGI creatures and stuff like that. So it's going to be hard to do that now going forward.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that real quick.
Yeah,
it's a random side tangent.
Okay. Anyways, continue.
Anyway, okay, so I'm pretty sure you see the text verse, or maybe it's after,
yeah.
but
Nahum.
either way,
yeah.
Either way, what the verse in the Bible is actually talking about, like, you know, I think it's greed, or like, you know, when you abuse a certain situation or something like that. I need to look it up again, but it ties into like the animal, like right away, because we cut to the monkey.
Yeah.
And so basically what that represents to me is what I took away from this is, you know, the guy that was traumatized by the monkey, that show represents like what we abuse, like for money or for gain, you know, or for power. We abuse that monkey for show business and for a profit. And that's exactly what he was trying to do again. And then he got eaten for it. And, you know, I think that was just kind of like a little message.
Yeah.
Because the entire movie, they're trying to also take a picture of the alien and get profit for it. But I mean, it's a creature as well. And they also kind of hinted that maybe, you know, this isn't an alien that's just came here. Maybe this is an alien that's been here for a long time.
Yeah, right.
So it's another kind of take on the idea that, you know, maybe we're just taking for granted these natural things and using them in bad ways. And I think the monkey was a perfect representation of that. It's kind of funny, actually. The monkey dies by getting shot, but he starts this whole thing by having a balloon pop, and then the balloon kills the alien at the end. Like it blows up the alien. So it's kind of reverse. Yeah, I thought about that in the movie. I'm like,
I did not
whoa.
catch that. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great notice.
Yeah. So I honestly, dude, I just think it's like that message is just about, you know, abuse of, you know, certain situations. Like just because you have a monkey doesn't mean you should like use him for profit and use him for, and the same thing goes for the alien. Like you don't know how long that's lived there. Maybe it's just, but you know, they wanted to take a bit advantage of it. And guess what happened? You know, they almost their house gets destroyed. They almost die trying to take a picture.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
but what did it cost?
Yeah, what cost, right? And then they ended up killing the creature anyway. Yeah. And I thought the creature was quite gorgeous, actually, when it came to, you know, so.
That is exactly my takeaway. That is exactly what I was really throughout the movie confused about the Gordy stuff, and Gordy's room, and how, what I got to remember his name, that character. Stephen Yeun's character, his name's Ricky. So Ricky was this child actor on a show called Gordy's Room that featured a chimp as like one of the characters. And the chimp goes berserk and like literally almost like kills everyone except two people on the set. And then that ties in later because Jim, right? Or no, sorry, Ricky, Jim. Where did I come up with Jim? Ricky is kind of using the alien in the same exact way that Gordy was used on the TV show, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like, like Cole said, kind of abusing this creature and not really having respect for it and just using it as a means to get something, right? Yeah. And so that's exactly kind of how it fit in, because he had this childhood trauma that he was the only one of two survivors. And the movie makes it very clear that he kind of had respect for the animal. Like Gordy kind of gave him like a fist bump. He was like very, you know, like submissive to it. And he never really learned the lesson that everyone else that was a part of that traumatic event learned, which is like, don't mess with nature. You can't control nature forever. Like eventually it will come back up. Like it'll come out. And he literally went and, all these years later did the exact same thing with the alien and was trying to utilize it for spectacle. And kind of the best way that I've heard this theme being kind of tied up with a bow is calling it like a kind of a analysis on spectacle culture, which is people try harder to capture something and they have more of an emphasis on capturing a spectacle than they have respect for what they're capturing itself.
Yeah.
And I think that's a fantastic way to kind of summarize the main theme of this movie.
Well, and the other thing too is like, when you mentioned him trying to fist bump the monkey, maybe the cycle could have been broken because look what happened. Like he turned into the same people. Right. But let's say, he actually did fist bump the monkey and they got, somehow they got out of there. Maybe he wouldn't turn into the showbiz people that were in charge of that show. But no, the monkey immediately gets shot.
Yep.
And so the cycle continues. And so he, turns into that showbiz guy. Right. And, he even uses a horse at one point to try to lure the creature out. So
right. Well,
he himself, and so
I mean, so this is something that I really had to like think back on too. But I realized that he had been buying the horses from Daniel's character. I forget all the characters.
I forgot his name too. But
OJ. Daniel Kaluuya's character. OJ was selling him these horses, and so every time he sold him horses, they went missing. So he had been like trying to figure out how to like utilize the alien for a little while, basically since the start of the movie. It wasn't just
for
like
profit.
Yeah. Cause then he goes on to throw the show and he invites a bunch of people and he's like, get ready for the biggest thing ever. And so, it really was a tie-in.
It was just a sad, message, but in the end he got, paid for it. So, but then our main character, OJ, that you mentioned, he's like the exact opposite. Like he takes care of the horses. He at one point even recognized that, you don't look the creature in the eye.
Right.
Like he is better at understanding the nature than this guy is was literally in show business since he was a little kid.
Right.
So, and let's talk about the main character. Like I really liked him.
Yeah.
He was a great main character, and he didn't really say much either. Like it was all visual.
So hard. I don't know the last time you get an actor that can just portray so much through.
Dude, he is so face. He is so good. I was on the way home. I was kind of talking with my friend. I'm like, dude, he kind of plays the same character in every movie. Does. It seems like
he's British.
Have you seen The Black Messiah?
I have not seen that movie.
Dude, you should watch that movie. It is so good.
Yeah.
But dude, every time something bad happens, he has the same emotion. He's just kind of like staring like, nope.
Nope.
He's great, but
he is a fantastic character. He mostly what I feel like I get through his like visual like communication with his face is just how much like hurt he has in the past events and just how much like he's carrying from the past. He just I feel like you see that on him.
And I love it too because, he directly ties in with the main, villain of the movie, which is the man versus creature.
Right.
His suffering directly ties in with it. So he has history with it already. Right. So you can already see like, kind of a pull of that, dynamic. And it starts at the very beginning when he loses his father to it.
Yep.
And so I thought that was really interesting too. Like there's already history. So I think that's another reason why there's so much emotional weight and he doesn't really have to speak that much because you already know.
Yeah, that's true.
What's going on. And then we have the exact opposite with his sister.
Yeah.
And she's just hilarious. I love Keke Palmer.
Yeah.
I've been watching her since what is it, the Keke Palmer show on Nickelodeon or something?
I don't know where I know her from my childhood. I just don't know what show she was on.
What is the show? Jackson VIP, right?
Oh, yeah, that's what
Jackson,
it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Dude, Keke Palmer just has a good attitude, and no matter what she's in, I absolutely adore her as an actress.
So this movie does a really good job too of like balancing that line between like comedy and like actually like, oh shit, something's going down, which is hard. And we're just talking about Thor a couple episodes ago and how that movie kind of tends to lean a little bit too much into comedy for a lot of people. I think this movie strikes almost a perfect balance. And a lot of that comic energy and comic undertone is because of Keke's character. Her name's Emerald, I think, in the movie. But she's fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah, she like where Thor was the entire movie was the comedic character. Mm-hmm. This movie just had the one comedic.
That's
character.
A really good way of putting it. Yeah.
And it was perfect, like you said, because you have this main storyline that's continuously going, and then sometimes it will shed some light on the comedic character, and then that's all you need. Right. You just that's how you do it perfectly.
Yeah.
I also just go ahead.
I also really like the tech guy.
I was just about to say.
I really like his character.
I was gonna say I also like Angel.
Yes, Angel. That's right. Yeah.
Angel is hilarious, and he's a perfect addition, I think. To the crew.
He was great. At first I saw him in the trailer, and I was like, that's gonna be a weird dynamic. This random tech guy, he fits perfectly into the narrative, and he adds a lot to it, and it's great. His character and Keke's were my favorite. Yeah, like for sure. They almost steal the show if it weren't for OJ being like so perfect for like the serious moments. They would definitely kind of like run away with it. But yeah, it's fantastic. Jordan Peele's casting in general is like pretty top notch.
Oh yeah, and I don't really see Keke too often in like movies like this. Right. So it was really nice to see Keke like this because typically when I think of Keke, I think of just like Nickelodeon. Like I don't think of Jordan Peele movie, right. So that was really cool to see her in something big like this. Yeah. But yeah, her chemistry with Daniel was perfect. Mm-hmm. And there was also a Euphoria actress in there. I don't know if you've seen Euphoria.
I haven't seen Euphoria,
no. She was the girl in the fries when he was trying to mess with the cameras. She was like eating the chips and like watching them. Yeah, she's from Euphoria, so that was really cool to see because I love that show.
Ferreira is her name.
Yeah. It's a good show.
I know someone that worked on that show.
Dude, you should watch it. It's a good show. Anyway, off track.
Yeah, sorry.
But
casting is great, top notch.
Casting is great.
Dude, I even really liked the cinematographer that plays a role in the third act of this movie.
Oh my gosh, he was so funny.
His voice is just so funny.
Oh, and the fact that the way he goes out is so poetic to his character. Like, of course he would go out like that. Like that just makes sense.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I also just want to talk about the general like plot of this movie and just how unique it is. So first off, I just want to say how the whole idea that the flying saucer, like the typical 1950s UFO flying saucer that we're so used to seeing, is not a ship, but it's the creature itself. Yeah. And that is just really unique. It's so simple yet so unique. Mm-hmm. So I really like that. And it's fun too because it's like a build-up. The main character and the audience kind of build up and discover that it's a creature, not a ship, and that's really fun. And the way they discover that is through all these tests, and it keeps the movie flowing, and it keeps you interested because they put the horse out there, like the fake horse out there, and they put up these cameras, and and so the movie just flows really well.
Blow up wavy things, and using that as a device because like when it's nearby, like all those things lose power, and so you can't like it's a really good device that builds a lot of suspense because you don't even have to see the thing to know where it is. Yeah, it's really clever, very clever.
And then like the whole idea that the alien just like lives in a cloud that doesn't move, like that was interesting too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this movie had some really interesting ideas, and the way it set it up too was just really fun. Mm-hmm. And all leading up to that, climax where you got like the Western kind of style where he's on a horse and he's just being chased down by an alien. That was like the coolest shot in the movie.
Where it's like sideways and he's running like, that. It's gorgeous. There's a lot of like stunning visuals in this movie, more so than his other two by far. Like this is by far like the most kind of blockbustery movie that he's gone for. Even the night scenes, like at night, were like beautiful.
Like the blood on the house? Are you talking about the blood on the house?
No, I'm just talking about like all the scenes that they shot at night in general. They looked gorgeous. Like I like night felt like so real and immersive in this.
Oh, that's
true.
Movie. Oh, okay. Like when he's looking out and he hears the noises. Okay, yeah. Just like everything at night.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that.
I think if I'm not mistaken, I think that they have a very specific like new way that they shot those nighttime scenes. I have to like research it more, but they did something very different, and it's like catching a lot of traction in terms of like people being like, "That's genius." So I'm curious to research more about what they did. I should have for the show, but whatever.
No, that's okay. No. But another beautiful shot I thought was when they are in the house and just the creature just rains down water onto their house and it's all blood. And that is just like another perfect mixture of the horror into a thriller.
Yeah.
Like, you got the blood raining down the house and it's just so cool.
Yeah.
Like, and then when the daylight comes back, the house is just stained red. Like I just love that. It's just the little details that make the movie so fun.
Yep. I agree. Yeah. It's a good film. It's really good.
And another thing too, like, how I was saying, like the build up to revealing the alien,
right?
Well, there's a part in the movie too where these little creatures come out in the barn, and he's just like filming it on his. He's just filming it on his flip phone, and it was just kids. But at the moment, I was actually okay with those being like the little creatures at first.
I was too.
I was like,
oh, here we go.
That's how well this movie was set up for me. Like it didn't feel like, it felt like that could have been it. Like that, it felt, it took it. That movie was just. I felt so serious in that movie that even the little aliens that popped out felt real for a second. I'm like, okay, I'm fine with this.
Yeah, for sure.
So
that's how you know you're doing it right.
Yeah,
that's how you know you're building the suspense right, because you're just so eager to see what it actually is. That you're just like, oh, that's it, and you're just like accepting it, right?
Yeah, that's how I felt when I saw the kids. And then when it wasn't the kids, like, oh.
Yeah.
Or when it wasn't the little aliens, I was like, oh.
Yeah. I was so creeped out, dude. When the first one was like, the way that whole scene unfolded, not when like a bunch of them started coming, but like the first one where he like is peeking around the corner and it's just like moving all creepy and stuff. I was like, oh, this is not, it's freaking me out. Nope. They say that a lot in this film.
Okay, so that's another thing I want to talk about is the whole title of the movie. I thought was really fun.
Right.
So Nope is just kind of like a take on like this generation's way of saying things.
Yeah. Yep.
And a lot of kids nowadays will be like, nope.
Yeah.
And that's just like the joke. They just say nope and walk off, and it's kind of like the meme culture of nowadays.
That's
and
true, yeah.
I thought it was interesting how they named the whole movie off of that. And the main character even says that he just opens the door. He's like, nope.
Yeah.
And just comes back in.
Yep. Yeah.
So I love that too.
The title comes into play a lot. And I think it's just like, it adds to kind of like that comedic undertone that happens a lot throughout it. But it's so brilliant. It's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. It's such a well done movie.
It is. It could have been really bad. It's very ambitious.
Well, I mean, especially after that second trailer, I was really worried. I suggest you watch the second trailer after this just to see what I'm talking about, because they just, not only does it not flow that well, but they just spoil so much. And you're like, oh, I didn't expect this to be an alien movie. Now it is an alien movie. Yeah. So,
yeah.
But
any other thoughts about it?
About Nope? Nope. I'm just kidding.
No.
No, I definitely think anybody listening should go and watch this.
I agree.
It is very suspenseful, very well made, fun, entertaining, action packed, funny. It's surprisingly very funny.
In a good way. Not like annoying. Like it's
like every joke lands, and there's a lot of visual comedy too. So this movie is really visual. So I suggest if you just want to, sit back and relax, enjoy something that's not going to be like too much for you. Like, oh my God, I can't, if you're not into like horror movies that are just too much, this is not a horror movie.
No,
that's too much.
This is perfect.
Yeah. So I would definitely check it out. We also kind of just spoiled all of it anyway for them.
True. True. That sucks. Sorry, guys.
We should probably do 2 sections where we...
It's not a bad idea, actually.
That's not.
Huh. Might have to store that one away.
Might have to work and put that in the vault. Work on it later.
Yeah.
But shall we go into our little categories, or should we rank it first? What do you want to do?
Let's rank it. So let's rank it
okay.
as a film by itself, like just an objective rating out of 10, like we always do, and then we'll rank his movies.
Okay.
Also, too, really quickly, if you're someone that has like never gotten into like a franchise of movie films, like Harry Potter, Star Wars, or whatever, I want to say I feel like this is a really good opportunity to kind of get into an upcoming like big franchise of films. Because I think Jordan Peele and what he's doing with Monkey Paw is going to end up being like a big amount of films that he produces over his career. And so he's only done 3 so far. I mean, he's produced a couple other ones like Candyman.
Yeah.
But as far as like the ones that he's written and directed, you have Get Out, Us, and Nope. And so you have 3 films, one of which is like brand new. So you can watch 2 at home and then go watch the 3rd and already have watched all of his movies. And as he continues to come out with more and more, it'll be just adding to that collection of Jordan Peele films. I think that he's going to be, by the end of his career, one of the most prolific horror filmmakers, easily like of all time. And so, I just want to say that as we talk about like this movie and how it ranks with the other 3, just watch all 3 of them, because he's going to be a super important historical figure.
He's kind of like the new Tarantino kind of, but like for thriller and horror.
Yeah. And like some of Spielberg's like movies, like very, very much kind of in that lane, like Jaws, that kind of thing. So yeah, definitely start looking at his collection of films as a little franchise. So
yeah, no, I agree. That was a good point. So what I give the movie though, when it ended, I was in love. so I gave it a whopping 9, dude.
Whoa.
A 9 out of 10.
Okay.
I really liked it.
I need a baseline. Okay, so give me a 10 out of 10 movie for you.
Oh, a 10 out of 10?
Or like, what do you think is the best movie of all time?
Okay, this might be a little controversial.
Okay.
But I don't know if this is the best movie. Well, this is like one of my favorite movies of all time that I myself would give a 10 out of 10. And this is very odd, but I honestly love Kill Bill.
That's a fair.
I think Kill Bill is a cult classic.
Sure.
I think it is just
it's not even a cult
so
classic.
Cool.
It's bigger than a cult classic.
I think that movie is just insane, and I think I don't know. When it came out, it wasn't as big as it is now. I don't know. But
yeah, Volume 1, right?
I think Volume 1, yeah, Volume 1. But that is like one of my favorite movies of all time. I would give that a 10 out of 10. I have other ones that I would give a 10 out of 10.
Better than Pulp Fiction.
Oh, that's another really good one. Oh my God, dude. There's so many. I guess that's also a 10 out of 10. I really liked Pulp Fiction too. Just the way that one was shot, like how the script is backwards.
Yeah. Okay.
That one too. I would say that's a 10 out of 10 film too. I'm not gonna lie.
I would give a 10 out of 10 film to Shawshank Redemption. I think so that's kind of a cheat, but when I first started getting into film, you see my clipboard back there on my director's chair?
Yes.
So that's IMDb's top 250 movies by rating. And when I started getting into the film, I was like, oh, I'm going to watch all these. And I didn't watch all of them, but I watched like the first few, and then I had already seen many on that list. I hated The Godfather, which is like the second highest rated movie of all time. I
love The Godfather.
hated that
Really?
movie.
What?
But I
Crazy.
loved Shawshank Redemption. Loved that movie. I thought that movie was a masterclass. And so I think that movie deserves a 10 out of 10. So just to kind of gauge, I think this is in the high eights for me. I'd be hard pressed to give it a 9.
Okay.
But I would
fair.
say it like anywhere from an 8.5 to like an 8.9 kind of range.
Okay.
And I could be kind of like persuaded within that. But
I can see that. You're right. It's definitely, around, 8. I would say low 8.8 and then the most a 9. Right. I wouldn't go any higher than a 9.
I agree.
But it's definitely up there.
Yeah.
Now as for it, where it fits in the trilogy itself,
Yep.
That's a tough one.
I think a lot of people will say this is the best.
So the last time I saw Get Out was when it was in theaters. I think it came out in like 2016 or something like that. I believe, yeah. 2017, somewhere around there.
Yeah, right around there.
And I love that movie, but I will admit, like, I think this one is just slightly better. And then my least favorite is Us, and I'll talk about why I don't like Us, because you know how you don't like The Godfather?
Yeah.
I just don't like Us, and we'll talk about it. But that's my ranking. I would say Us is the worst, and then Get Out, and then Nope. I would agree with that. But I don't think Nope beats Get Out by a lot. I just think by a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm interested to see how this movie does critically, because Get Out obviously like exceeded critically. Won literally an Oscar for best original script. But yeah, I would say that this movie's better than Us. Like, I wouldn't argue that. I just enjoyed Us more. I had a blast. Now, I will say, I went and saw that movie on like a first date, and so maybe my excitement around the movie has like some interesting.
You saw it on a date?
Yeah, like my first.
Dude, I saw it on a date.
Aw, it was with each other.
We went on a date together.
Double date. So maybe that's like kind of playing into my emotional recollection of how I felt about the movie, but I just had such a blast in Us figuring out what the hell was going on.
So
like, that's why I had so much fun, because I was just like, what is happening?
That was kind of the problem for me, though.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, like for you, I can see where like the mystery was fun, but for me, like nothing made a lick of sense. So
yeah,
I wasn't invested at all, because I'm just like, what is happening? Who are these people? That makes no sense. And not only did like Us not make sense in general, like it made up rules in its own universe and then broke those rules. So like there were so many scenes where I'm like, oh, okay, that character did that. Then later down the line, something completely different happens. And I'm like, so I don't know. That was my problem with Us. Like, I thought if it made sense, it would be perfect. Like, I love the horror. I love the suspense. I love like a lot of stuff about it, but it didn't work for me because I wasn't invested, because nothing made sense to me. If it made more sense, I feel like I would be more invested, because I would know what's going on. Yeah. Like, for example, in Nope, I knew that there was an alien, and I knew that they wanted to take a picture of it, and that was really it. It was just very simple. Like, the stakes were there, and it was backed up by evidence. Whereas in Us, the rules did not make sense, and I didn't understand the structure. So I just was like, okay, I'm not really invested, because, why do I care if it's not making sense to me? Sure. That was just my opinion with Us.
I think that'll be a lot of people's. That movie was like really odd. Very odd.
Yeah, and I heard it didn't do well. I heard a lot of people didn't like that one. No. But I don't know.
I would imagine, honestly, if people had to rank his 3, it would be Nope, Get Out, Us. I would think that would probably be like 70% of people's opinions.
I will say this, like I said, I really enjoyed the ambition for Us. Like, I think it was there in regards to.
I think it was the most unique story out of the 3.
That's what I was just about to say. Like, I think it's unique, and what he was going for was interesting, but I think where Us falls is like he bit off more than he could chew. You got this idea, but you need to set it up. Like, you can't just keep throwing stuff on the screen and expect us to understand it. Like, you need to like at least have some explanation in there for some of the things. At least for me, I actually, because my opinion was so negative about it, I actually wanted to like look up all these platforms and watch what they say about it, and they are saying a lot of the same things too. In fact, a lot of podcasts and stuff like that were saying, oh, you kind of have to really suspend belief, and I'm like, I shouldn't have to suspend my belief that much for a film. There comes a point where it's like, okay, that's a little too much, and I think that's kind of what happened with us.
Right.
So,
or if a film wants to take you that far into fantasy, it has to lead you there gradually.
At least has to kind of
earn it, right?
It can't just be all over the place just for the sake of being all over the place.
Right.
In my opinion,
if a movie is grounded in some aspect of reality, right? Like this isn't like Lord of the Rings, right? It's not like a fantasy movie. So if it's grounded in reality, it kind of has to work its way into that kind of level of suspension of disbelief.
That's my opinion on it. I don't hate it, but I just I don't love it. So that's surprising why you liked it so much, but I can see why you liked it.
I'm just such an analyst about everything that I had a blast sitting there trying to piece everything together. Like it was just so fun to me.
That's really good. But I know that for a fact we can all agree on that Get Out was just fantastic.
Get Out was great.
It was just, again, so simple, and another thriller that had a little bit more horror in it. But just the build up in that movie and the twist at the end.
Yep.
So Get Out, I really loved, but I just think this movie was more visually exciting.
Yep.
And
there
was so much with Nope.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that's my ranking.
Yeah, I agree. I'm in agreement.
All right, Andy. Well, should I start off?
Let's go into our things here. So, historically, we've done theory time first.
Theory time. Okay.
So
do you want to do theory time?
Let's do theory time.
Let's do theory time.
I have one theory to talk about.
Okay.
And it is the theory that OJ at the end of the movie is actually dead. He didn't survive.
Oh, so you think he's just standing in the horse and he's just kind of like...
What are your thoughts? Did you even think about that at the end, or...
No. Nope. Nope. No, I didn't see that. He did look kind of like heavenly though.
Yeah.
He did look like I was thinking like, wow, he got there pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I didn't get the sense that he died.
Well, so in the actual theater watching the movie, I thought it was, so the scene where she's at the well and she's like kind of laying there, the aftermath of the whole climax of the film, and he's like standing in that little he's framed by like a archway that says something beyond in it, right? The great yonder, right, or something like that.
Yeah, it does say that. Yeah.
And so I didn't even like read it really. I just kind of looked at, I was like, it's really weird that he wouldn't like go tend to his sister. I was like, that's like so odd that he's just like standing there all stoic. And then I left.
You make a good point though. That is a good theory.
But
actually.
I think thinking about it, where it's like framed in that thing that says yonder, or the great yonder, could be like a metaphor for like the afterlife. And so maybe he did not make it when he was, maybe he didn't get out.
Get out. Yeah, there wouldn't be us anymore. It would just be her.
Just her. That's also a movie.
Get Out, Us, and Nope. We did
Joaquin
it. We did
Phoenix.
All. Joaquin Phoenix. No, that actually, now that you mention it, that actually, because the last time we see him, he's backing up on the horse and he's just kind of like luring
and he does the thing to his sister. That's like very.
And he looks directly at the alien too, and the alien doesn't kill him.
Yep.
So maybe the alien did kill him.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I think it's a good theory. All right, that's theory time.
Theory time.
Okay.
All right.
Take it away.
Now it's time for memeable. Memeable moments brought to you by yours truly, Cole. Okay.
I'm so excited for memeable moments. It's my favorite part of the show. Mostly because I don't have to do any work. I just kind of sit here and laugh.
Okay, so one of my favorite meme moments was in she's just jamming to the tunes, and then she's like, why the hell is Ghost outside? And he's like, oh, let me go check. And so he walks down all the way up to the horse, and he puts his arm on the thing, and he goes, what's good? And I'm like,
what's good?
And the horse is like, and I'm like, dude, that's such a nowadays thing. He just goes up to the horse.
What's good?
What's good? I was laughing so hard on that. I love that.
That is funny.
Okay, so another memeable moment. So actually, I think it took place right after that. The horse just runs away, and he's just standing there watching it. And then she says something like, where's Ghost going off to? Or what does she say? She's like, Ghost is running off. And then he's like, no shit. Like, what is he run off for? I don't know. I don't remember. But
yeah,
every line that she had, dude, was just so funny. That was another memeable moment. I don't remember exactly what she said, but
yeah,
I just love his face. He's just standing there, and he's looking at her like, really? Like, of course he's running off.
Yeah.
Another memeable moment that's just visual is the fact that this man has a flip phone. he's just kind of like, let me get that. Let me get that alien. let me get that alien with the flip phone. And then he gets immediately right after that, an alien pops out and he just goes, boom. He punches the little girl in the face, dude. Like what the heck?
Oh my god. I have one.
You have a meme moment?
Okay. I thought the shot of the cinematographer, I think his name is Antlers in the movie. The cinematographer like getting sucked up into the alien, and it's like this POV shot of he's just like, ah! It's like so jokes. It's so he's just like holding the camera. He's just like his face is so funny.
What did he expect from that, dude?
I don't know. He knew he was gonna die, bro. He just sacrificed himself. I don't know if he thought about the fact that the footage would also get destroyed, but
so there were so many other moments, but honestly, like the ones that stood out to me were just those. Those were so funny. They were just so simple too. But there's a lot of one-liners from Keke, and I can't remember all of them, but there were so many.
That's true. There are a lot.
So anyway, that is memeable
moments.
Memeable.
Okay, one sec. Sorry, I'm just gonna check my camera.
Okay.
Okay, we good.
Okay, and then wasn't there like a fun fact thing or something?
I'm so glad you remember my segments so well.
It's all about memeable moments, right?
Memeable moments is the highlight of the show.
Yes.
Yes, let's go into fun facts.
Fun fact.
Okay. So one of the beginning scenes in the movie where they're doing a commercial with the horse, right? And Keke comes in to like deliver the whole introduction for who they are. The Haywards, right? Haywood.
Yeah, the traveling horse.
That whole speech and monologue that she gives took 14 takes.
What?
Yeah. So that's a fun fact for you.
Why did it take so many takes? Did it say why?
I think she just like ad-libbed a lot. So I think she just like kind of did a bunch of different things each time. Because there's a quote where he says, Jordan Peele says that every take of that was wildly different. So that's fun. I want to see all the outtakes of like the ones they didn't use.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't think about that.
What else? Oh yeah. So after the initial trailer was released, a bunch of people started speculating that a lot of people thought that it was an alien movie before that was actually even like confirmed with the second trailer. And they started theorizing that the title, Nope, was an acronym for Not of Planet Earth.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So
that's pretty good.
That is actually pretty good.
But the only thing I would say to that, like, is usually is not abbreviated, like something like of or
Right.
the.
That's true.
So
It
they
would
usually
just
want
be
to take monkey.
Monkey. Oh my gosh. All right, and then I have like one more.
Okay.
Okay. So Stephen Ewan's character Ricky, on his desk, he has the big pair of scissors that were used in Us.
Oh yeah.
Same
I
pair of
actually saw
scissors.
that.
Yep.
I saw that in the theater. I actually didn't see it. My friend Jake saw it, and he pointed out to me, and he's like, "Look, Cole, there's your favorite movie," and I'm like, "Bruh."
Bruh. Oh wait, I have a couple more. Sorry.
All right. I'm all yours.
Emerald and OJ wear green and orange, respectively, for their names. So Emerald is green, and then OJ is orange juice. They're wearing green and orange throughout the film.
That is some deep facts right there. I did not even think about that.
And do you remember the movie that was on his hoodie? It's such a funny choice. Because that movie has a memeable moment in it.
No, I don't. I can't.
The Scorpion King.
Oh yeah, that's right. They kept saying that over and over again. The Scorpion King,
which is hilarious. Because have you seen like The Rock's CGI face in that movie?
Yeah, the Rock Scorpion thing.
The Rock's.
Yeah,
the Rock Scorpion. Yeah. So.
Yay!
Yeah, wait, not memeable.
Memeable.
Fun facts with Andy.
Facts.
They're fun. Andy. They're so fun.
So I don't know what Jordan Peele's next movie is, but I'm excited for it. Whatever it's gonna be. Yeah, man. He's kind of another director that I'm closely watching.
Yep. I like him a lot. All of his stuff I love. Which is so funny. He came from Comedy Central, and for him to kind of find this avenue and really thrive and excel in it is really impressive. So
yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we have an exciting new movie next week. I'm not going to spoil it.
Let me confirm that really quick. Sorry. Just kind of.
Are we doing the movie next week?
When does it come out?
I'm seeing it.
I just got to make sure the date's actually. You're seeing it when?
Tuesday. Next Tuesday.
On the 2nd.
Yeah.
Okay, then we can do it. Okay.
Because I don't know if you want to.
Our next episode would be the 5th of August.
I don't know if you want to do like the Phase 5 thing first.
Oh, true. Yeah, we'll do that. That'll be a surprise bonus that we'll just drop.
Yeah, just drop randomly.
Just kind of.
maybe not on a Friday. Well, they don't know what that is.
No, it can be on Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay. But you want to announce what we're doing next? Next episode.
The next episode.
Yeah.
Okay. So so we're gonna go ahead and do something new.
Oh.
No.
Oh no! I just said oh.
No. No, but we're gonna go ahead and do something new. We are going to talk about everything that Marvel just dropped on us.
No, I meant to.
That is the next. That's the next episode.
Next.
Oh, okay.
I thought we were on the same.
Okay, no. We'll just cut all this out. Just cut all this out.
I'm gonna leave it
because I thought the next episode was the Marvel thing.
No,
or
the next one was the next movie that we're doing.
Okay, we're just spoiling all of it. Okay. All right, so the next episode is drumroll Bullet Train.
Wow. With Brad Pitt.
I'm so excited for this
Sandra
movie,
Bullock.
dude. Sandra Bullock. Oh my god, yeah, she's coming back. I haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah. This movie is very, very interesting.
So this movie is another case of the Nope.
The Nope.
Another case of the Nope. They came out with a second trailer. The second trailer is not as good as the first trailer. Don't watch the second trailer.
Okay.
Just watch the first one. Leave it at that. yeah, we're gonna be doing the Bullet Train next. So excited.
Oh, this is the guy that did John Wick.
Yeah. Wow. By the way, John Wick 4 is coming out. I don't know if you saw the trailer for that.
I have not seen any John Wick movies.
Bruh. Watch John Wick.
Oh, man.
Now. I'm just kidding.
On the podcast. Live commentary.
Well, that is our next sort of deal going on.
True.
Anyway, that is the show, guys.
Anyway.
Yeah, but that was really fun to talk about. I'm so excited about next week. Thank you so much for listening again, guys.
Yep.
Andy, do you want to give thanks?
Dear Lord, thank you for this day.
Say a prayer real quick for our fans.
Thank you for all of our loving fans. Bless them. Bless their families. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, guys, we'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.